my second book, it's called Get Your Shit Together. And the subtitle is How to Stop Worrying About What You Should Do so you can finish what you need to do and get started on what you want to do. And it really is a continuation in my crusade for mental decluttering, which began with the life-changing magic of not giving a fuck. And decluttering is typically made up of two steps, discarding and then organizing. And so if the first book was largely about discarding your excess fucks, getting the fucks out of your fuck budget that are not worth your time, energy, and money, then Get Your Shit Together is about organizing what you have left and taking that remaining time, energy, and money and deploying it efficiently so that you can finish what you need to do and then get started on what you want to do, which I think a lot of people spend all their time just trying to keep their head above water and rarely are able to get started on, the big projects, whether that's moving to a foreign country or looking for a new job or even, getting out of a relationship. There's a lot of stuff that we consider to be sort of too big, don't know where to begin. There's too much on my to-do list. I'll put it off until tomorrow, and then tomorrow never comes. So Get Your Shit Together is sort of a blueprint for how I stopped giving a fuck and made all these big life changes, but it actually is completely applicable to small life changes as well. So.
Right. Because I guess I was thinking at first it was more a book about procrastination, but it's not kind of minute by minute, but it's more, okay, here's how to get the new life.
Well, it actually is all about, small, manageable chunks leading toward whatever level of change you are looking for. And so there's a big section in the book about procrastination and prioritizing and like how to make procrastination work for you.
Basically, can you tell us about that now? That sounds pretty, I really need that. So that'd be pretty awesome.
I'll give you one sort of central nugget from the book, which is kind of central to all of the things I talk about in the book. And it's about taking your to-do list and turning it into a must-do list. And this is something that I've done pretty much every day of my adult life, and it's worked really well for me. So I thought, well, we'll put it into book form and maybe it'll work well for other people. But I sit down and I write down all of the things that I have to do. And I add to my list, anytime something comes up that I have to buy a birthday present for my mother or, have to get the windows fixed on the car or something, I add it to the list and I have this running list. And then before I go to bed at night, I look at everything and I prioritize it based on timeline. So what has to get done soonest? My mother's birthday isn't for a month, so I don't have to shop for that gift right away, but there's water coming in the windows of the car, so I really need to get those fixed as soon as possible. So, prioritizing based on urgency.
And so do you move them around in order on the list?
Exactly. So I don't prioritize based on the largeness of a task. I think a lot of people think, I got to get the big thing done. And then they wind up procrastinating by doing lots of little things and fooling themselves into thinking they've done a lot. So I prioritize based on urgency of timeline. And then I look at the list and I say, okay, what must get done today? And I put those things. So maybe my whole list is 15 items, but my must-do list is like 3. And I put those on my list and I get them done. And so this is a way that I use prioritizing to work for me. And then also I allow myself to procrastinate the things that don't have to get done today. And I move them to the next day. And that's the good, healthy, responsible kind of procrastinating that everybody can get on board with. So I call it the must-do method, and there's a whole, very lovely illustrated, method in the book that you can rip out and tape to your wall. But it really is about, small, manageable steps forward. I think that the reason that most people can't finish what they need to do and can't get started on what they want to do is that they're just overwhelmed.